It is Tuesday, 14th of March 2017. I'm looking out above my room here. We're at Fremantle, Western Australia. The winds have just died down. You might hear it in the background a little bit, but we're at 40k an hour westerlies, 45k an hour, gusting at 50k an hour. They're coming straight off the Indian Ocean, coming from Southern Africa, not hitting anything. And it's just dying down a little bit, but it's been blowing a gale all day. The Swan River's just like smashing on the bike path. The bike path was covered in waves today. I'm drinking some ginger beer, and the vibe of the Indy Pack. You can feel it in the air. I've seen a few riders around today, and Tori, you saw a couple of riders, didn't you?
Yeah,
did you see
it's cool. And their bike.
This Europe, was it European guy you saw as well? You saw Sam, and then there's a European dude, the dude in the yellow jersey.
Oh, doing the mainies.
Yeah. And I can't imagine what the Euros are thinking, you know, like maybe it's their first time in Australia, and if they come over here and they land in Fremantle, and Fremantle's not the most, I don't think it's the prettiest city in Australia, but it's you know, there's like a lot of heroin addicts walking around, and you got the train station, you got the ports, and it's an interesting place here in Fremantle. But these people are landing here, and they're embarking on this journey, this race, this tour, this epicness across Australia. And we're going to cut straight through to Norseman and across the Nullarbor through the Killare Valley, Great Ocean Road. We're doing the Great Ocean Road. We're going through Adelaide up Mount Lofty. And in the background, you can probably hear a train. I can see a train, a cargo train from my window here. The atmosphere is it's quite unusual. It's something different for me as well. But Jesse Carlson's here, Sam is the youngest rider in the race this year, and he's 22 years of age from Bendigo. He's a track rider. He's a track racer. He's used to doing the Madison, and he's doing this Indy Pack ride, 5,474k, solo, no support, no drafting, and this is the total different scene from track racing. But it's so awesome to see different walks of life representing you. We've got women out here, we've got guys, even Jesse Carlson, race organiser, he's like a BMX superstar. He was a teenager in Adelaide. I remember him 20 years ago. He was the name of BMX in South Australia, and now he's organising this like epic race. And it's just amazing how our paths have met again through cycling, through mutual friends. And we'll meet up tomorrow to do some interviews hopefully. But the vibe here is great. Cycling maven Mark, he's in town as well, and it's going to be a fucking epic race. And I really think a lot of people don't know what they expect. I didn't even know, man. I'll be honest with you. I've been riding for fucking forever. Today I went to the bicycle entrepreneur on Belmont Avenue. That's where I built my first ever bike in 1986. Actually, my parents bought me the bike for me. It was an Indy 500. It was about $250. It was a little yellow BMX, and I had the Sagino rims and the Yukai rims and Sagino cranks and brakes, etc. But it was a great little bike. But you know, fast forward to 2017, 31 years later, I'm back in the Dubosc Entrepreneur. It was called a different name back then, but same place, same location, a few new buildings around it. But I'm back, you know, just by chance, back in there buying a new rack for my bike. And I didn't even know what to expect, man. I was even asking Jesse Carlson, I said, what should we do with sleeping and that? Should I bring a sleeping bag? No sleeping bag. I don't even know. But today I culled half my setup because I got caught in some headwinds. I'm like, man, if I have these headwinds in the Costa Nullarbor, I'm going to be cooked. I mean, it's fine if you're touring, but if you're racing across the Nullarbor and get some gale force headwinds, then having those panniers on the side and stuff like that is really going to be a hindrance, massive error hindrance. So I've culled half my luggage, you know, and now I'm starting to question if I need a sleeping bag or not. But who knows? And I said, Jesse Carlson, I heard him on Instagram, and there's a message that said, what do you think? He goes, it's a fine line between being comfortable and having to flag down traffic because you're in a hypothermic state, you know, something like that. So it's a quite a unique bunch of characters here, and the Australian cycling community is really aware of it. I mean, everyone I talk to, they're like, yeah, I've heard of this Indy Pack race. You know, it's definitely gotten a lot of coverage in just a short few months. I think November is when I first heard about it. Just drinking some more ginger beer. I heard they got ginger beer on the Nullarbor. I found some sunglasses, MSY or MSN, they called the Nullarbor. They're like $5 each. They're like tradie sunglasses. I don't know what to expect, man. This is going to be one motherfucking epic event for everyone. The first finishes, the dead last finishes. There's going to be a lot of people pulling out, man. I reckon half the field's gone to DNF because it's just so hard. It's just so brutal. It's a test of everything. It's a test of your nutrition. It's a test of your injuries. It's a test of your biomechanics. It's a test of your mechanics on your bike. It's a test of product equipment. I mean, a lot of stuff's going to fuck up, and you're going to be stranded out in the middle of nowhere. What do you do when you break down at Mundrabilla? What do you do when you break down out there? Like, what do you do? You know, do you get a lift in a car? Like, what do you do, man? You sell your bike on Gumtree out at Mundrabilla, or what do you do? This Indy Pack racer, man, I gotta say, I'm not nervous. I'm fucking excited, as you can probably tell my voice. I'm G'd up for it because I feel like it's just, I'm learning something new again. I mean, I'm the sort of guy who thinks he knows it all when it comes to cycling, but put me in this event and I feel like a fucking noob, man, and I love it. I love feeling just new again, just fresh, just not knowing what to expect, but not, it's a different format, man. 400 Ks a day or 300 Ks a day, or going across the headwinds and the Nullarbor in a race format. I mean, no one's ever raced across the Nullarbor in this century, or in the last 100 years, as far as I can remember. And we're doing it in the spirit of the Overlanders, the old school crew, Ernie Old and all those guys, Opperman and that. And they did it hard. They didn't even have paved roads, man. We've got our Shimano gear and SRAM cassettes and stuff, and it's all blinged out. And they did it hard yards. They did the hard yards. But it's quite interesting turnaround. So I'm stoked to be part of it. My ribs still hurting, but I thought, fuck it, man. I'm going to turn up and give it my best fucking crack, man. I'm going to just pour everything out in that Nullarbor. I'm going to pour everything out up through Falls Creek, Mount Hoffman, etc. All the way to fucking Stress Kidney, Sydney. I'm going to give it my best fucking shot. Have a great lot of fun. And hopefully tell a lot of stories for everyone at the finish line. Any questions about the Indy Pack, let us know down below. And see you on the road, man. And follow the progress reports, and I'll link it down below. Peace. And lastly, almost all of you out there can ride 1 kilometre. The Indy Pack requires stitching together 5,474 kilometres. So just do another K and another, and do that 5,474 times, and that's the Indy Pack. Up, down mountains, into the cold, into the heat, with the tailwinds, with the crosswinds, with the headwinds, with the flat tyres, the skipping chains, the sore knees, the sore neck. I'll bring in a fucking neck brace. I don't know what to expect, but I know it's going to be a hell of a fucking adventure. And like Helen Keller said, life's a daring adventure, but it's fucking nothing.